Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Monster Train. 4 more clan victories until we are 100% of the way done with this game. We're gonna do a Melting Remnant Stygian Guard run. Looks like that was what we did last time, but it's what I rolled, and it's a new day for me, so I'm just gonna do it again. Although this time, ooh, targeted mold reforms. So good with certain versions of this champion. I guess all the versions of this champion, really. Well, no, because one of them is endless anyways. But I like this. I like this a lot. Surprisingly, even Memories of the Melted could be good because all of the versions of our champion die. So there you go. So we have Daedalus, Double Explosions, Arcus, Daze and Die, Sap, Seraph. Units get an extra upgrade slot. That is so good. We don't even have any consume cards early, except for the one Memories of the Melted, which we don't even care about. So units can get an extra upgrade slot. As for our champion, I gotta admit, it could be interesting to try Little Icarus with more reform cards, specifically reform cards that are targeted. That being said, we could also go Firelight, and we can make our unit stronger just by letting Firelight die every time. So we're gonna take Little Fade Firelight, which I think is just better. No, we don't start with, you know, double drafts or anything like that, but I still think this is just a better champion. Definitely something I'm more interested in having, at least. And if we get, I guess Train Stewards are our only units, but if we get some Train Stewards, we can, you know, keep everything alive, I hope. So you suck. You do have to die. We might as well kill 2 units on 2 floors. If we take a little bit of pyre damage, I'm not really at all that worried about it. Now, unfortunately, we can't actually kill this collector. So we might as well just do some damage to you and then do some more damage to you. Our pyre is gonna have to help us out a lot here, but we haven't even drawn a single freaking unit. So, like, what the heck am I gonna do? So there's our Little Fade finally. If I start down here, there's a possibility that I can kill the boss before they leave the floor. No, not even close. Because if we could, then, you know, they wouldn't even hurt the pyre at all, but that's not gonna happen, unfortunately. Our pyre has taken a massive amount of damage. But, I mean, we kind of expected that. We don't have any units in the deck. We have molds and then frostbite discards. Draff is what we're looking for, 1,000,000%. And we could use some like high damage spells like a Crypt Builder. And I think I am gonna take one. We have the frostbite discards built into the deck. We might be able to make something happen with that. We are gonna upgrade units though, because our units are very worth upgrading. Sweeper Incant. I think the sweep is just better because if you get quick, you put it on them and then they're amazing. We don't need to upgrade the Draff with Endless, but I think upgrading it for 25 times 210 is very decent. I am gonna reroll and look for more upgrades. This is essentially what I was looking for. I was looking for a little bit of extra damage and health for the Silophyte. Why don't we put this on the Draff so they have 20 HP? We'll put this 25 on the Silophyte. And honestly, that's a pretty decent shop too. Spikes 3, we can handle this easily. Disposable account, welcome. Oh yeah, Monster Train, let's go. Just for you, just for you. Lespuff is saying, I'm gonna act like I know what he's talking about and totally have no idea. I've never heard of Monster Train until now. It's a fun game. I have a 150 video playlist of it for YouTube. Go check it out if you haven't seen it before. Like really, it's a great game. Let's not dump the Train Steward. We're gonna put the Draff down here once we get it. Let's actually just do that. Kill the loot collector. Not where we wanted them to spawn, though. Actually, you know what we could do? Build on this floor, because then we actually do get the loot. That was a little silly, but not that bad. This isn't even gonna come back. Well, okay, I mean, it doesn't matter where I play it, okay? We're gonna play Little Fade, we're gonna play the Draff. Everything down here is dying. We have a lot of molds, so we're just gonna constantly mold back everything. I kinda want you to do more damage to my Little Fade. Xylophyte Burnout? Dude, that's a pretty good turn of events, I think. And then honestly, I can hit you with the crit builder for free. We've only had 2 units die, so yeah, all we need is just to mold back a couple of units. There's a Xylophyte, there's a Little Fade, you are toasted. It's very easy. I mean, I love this Little Fade. It's so good to play with, I think. And it's only gonna get stronger as it gets more upgraded. And honestly, I think that you go for the mold. This is still okay, but it doesn't really fit what we're doing. And I prefer to remove cards at this point. We just need to add in some like better units as soon as we get them. And I'm gonna duplicate, because we can save our money and duplicate the best unit in the deck right now, which is the Draff, I think. Yeah, that Draff is kick-ass. So we can heal up, duplicate the Draff. Duplicate the Draff 5 times. Yes. Okay, this is now the Draff deck. And this Draff, what's their capacity? They're a 1 pip unit, and I have 7 of them. So I gotta think that's pretty good, right? That's pretty decent. I wonder what I'm gonna draw. You know what? Don't play this down here, because there's more capacity up here. So Draff, Little Fade. You know what? You might as well just go down here. Abe Psychic. I mean, it was the coolest outcome. So of course it had to be the outcome that I was hoping for. Because now you're gonna burn out again. All right. Eventually the Icy Xylophyte's gonna die, but we're just gonna mold back enough that it's not gonna matter. So there's another Draff. So now our Draff floor is set up. And then honestly, if we keep drawing drafts, we can just play them wherever the hell we want, you know? Like, play it down here. It's getting 2 kills. I accidentally brought back a Xylophyte on and put it down here. It's getting more kills. I will say the one thing that we want is apply +3 burnout whenever it's applied. If we get that, then we truly have nothing that can stop us. Because right now the problem is burnout. We either need a Lady of the Reformed, or we need something that can allow us to burn out these drafts a little bit more frequently. Then again, they still, you know, killed the boss, so... And we can still mold them back, but... We just need to worry about burnout. Like, we don't need spells, because we have drafts. 1 high damage spell is pretty good though, but we kind of have that with the Crypt Builder. We don't need Bounty Stalker. Add a Draff that has +10 attack for each card consumed. We upgrade drafts, so our drafts are like fully upgraded. We don't need a bigger draft. I will say a Wickless Baron is an interesting tank. It's not what we're looking for, but it can get extremely tanky. But the problem is again, still our drafts dying because of the burnout. So if we take Wickless Baron, we still need to find some way of dealing with burnout. Capacity draw or energy. I think we would like 1 capacity to fit more drafts, but then we still need a burnout sorter, and I don't know what we would use to sort our burnout issues out, except for that relic that is +3 burnouts. Friendly units gain Rage 3 whenever they lose a stack of burnout. All right, I think that's pretty good. Because all of our Draff are gonna get Rage every turn now. All right, that seems okay. We did not get Lady of the Reformed out of our pick here, by the way. That's why I kind of ignored it. You might as well make our Draff even stronger. This is kind of the ideal build I wanted out of this little fate anyways, is all of this wonderful, wonderful burnout attack buffs. And we might not even play the Wickless Baron if we think the Draffs are gonna be good enough. And they might be good enough. Especially because I can just flash freeze you. So let's, I'm still gonna play you so that you can kill the loot collector if it spawns. But we have a 49-2 Draff, which is pretty nice. Now you're all dead. I don't know. Play you there. I need to be able to bring back my champion. There we go. Because the champion has to die to keep the Draffs living. And then you're all dying. You gain rage whenever the burnout activates, which is amazing. By the way, here's some more Draffs. We have a floor that's doing like 300 damage right now. 2 of them are burning out, but guess what? I got more coming around later and I can always mold them back anyways. I did lose like 3 Draffs, but hey, there's another Draff. Let's get the biggest Draff we can. Draff, Draff, Draff. He lived like 1 turn. This is a fast run too, but we just need like a card. We need a card that can keep the Draffs going, and I still don't know what that would be. I actually feel like a subsuming blade could be good to kill our champion and bring him back on the same turn. I'll take the tome as well. That counters so many enemies and bosses. I don't know, we could duplicate another Draff, or we could go for unit upgrades and event, or concealed caverns rather. And I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna remove cards, upgrade units if we can, concealed caverns, maybe get something that's amazing, even if it's, you know, a chance of getting an artifact. That seems good for me. We don't need to upgrade units anymore. All of our Draff are fully upgraded. So, you know, yeah, we could duplicate another Draff. That doesn't help us. So we're gonna remove 2 train stewards. Might even remove the Wickless Baron in the sweep, honestly. We're going to concealed caverns. Okay, I'm gonna alt-tab for a second. What is it? Hellhorned Melting Stygian. I actually looked this up the other day. Hellhorned can give us Rage Serum and Alloy of the Ancients. Rage Serum being, it's like 0 cost Rage 3, Alloy being 1 cost, Armor 25. Melting can give us Hallowed Drippings or Sacred Wicks, both of which are okay for this build. And what was the last one? Awoken? Stygian. Stygian can give us Crystalline Seeds or Urchin Spines. And that's the only possibilities that we can get from this, even though there are other consume cards in Hellhorn, for instance, like that Imp card that gives you 2 Imps and it consumes. You can't get that from this event, apparently. So we're gonna go Melting and hope for the Burnout, which is the only card I wanted. Armor could also be interesting, but I don't think we need it. Like, what do we need to armor up? We don't need to armor up anything. We don't care if our units take damage because we just mold them back anyways. So I'm gonna skip this for the gold, and then we're like in desperate need of spell upgrades, but we have so much cash. Endless. We don't need anything with Endless. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't think we need to upgrade anything. Even Wickless Baron, who cares? Like, a quick silo fight could be good, so I'm gonna give you the +10 and reroll for it. But you are the only thing that matters now. I don't care about the other guy. So I'm just gonna like remove. No, we're gonna save our money so that we can reroll lots on the next shop, hopefully try to get awesome spells. But like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is that we get the Draff out, and we got the Draff out. I might as well play the Icy Silophyte, honestly, to kill the unit in the back. You're gonna give +15 attack, you're gonna do 45 damage, 45 plus 11 plus the 6 from this, that's a kill. So it's gonna be Silophyte, Draff, Little Fade, you're dead. I need to kill you, but hey, guess what? You're dead. You're also dead. Unfortunately, I am gonna lose the Draff in the Silophyte, but that's basically what the molds are for. So then you go out, you go out, you go out. Everything is now absurdly dead. And oh no, units died. Wait a minute. It's almost like that's on purpose. It's like that's okay or something. I didn't mean to put you in the front. That's actually not what I wanted at all. And that's fine, actually. I really don't mind that much. This kind of does suck, but now you're all living for like an extremely long time. And you are chunking through all of these guys, but you're not gonna make it through the next floor. You have 1 stealth now, and you are just so absurdly deceased. Watch this. Now you're taking 546 damage. You're dead. You're dead. You might as well just kind of like give up at this point. Like, this is all I've ever wanted out of like a Melting Remnant deck, is I just play all my units and then they die and I just mold them back and I don't care what gets molded back. Yeah, sure, give me more energy. Remove all burnout and debuff effects from a unit. Yeah, that seems extremely good. Except it's not really, because eventually Little Fade is going to, if we remove burnout from units and they have like 7 burnout and then Little Fade gives them 2, we would rather they have 9 burnout than 2 burnout. So I feel like that card is a little bit of a hit or miss, but it's a good freeze target in case for some reason we can't play Little Fade. Votivary is also a nice little tank unit that, you know, can draw itself every turn, but we don't need it. So I'm just gonna take Wickless Recruitment so we can freeze it and use it as like a backup card. And, you know, Preserve to hold on to like a mold if we can't play it is good too. Because the only cards I want in this deck are molds and drafts. That's it. Everything else sucks. So double stack on drippings is perfect. Something being cheaper. I mean, subsuming blade. Plus 20 magic power and consume. I don't know. High damage flash freeze is fine, and then reroll holdover. Holdover for a molded is like ideal. Subsuming blade is also a good target, but no, we want a mold every turn. Plus 20 magic power and consume. We'll do that for the other flash freeze. And go to the caverns. Yeah, take my pyro health. Damage units when they enter the train. Yeah, why not? I don't have the Lady of the Reformed, so I don't need to take damage in order to do damage. Or rather to keep my my burnout happening, which allows me to do damage. I just replay my, you know, Little Fade over and over again. This guy does suck because of the days, so we do have to worry about that, unfortunately. This is also a very bad turn for us, but we can still let Little Fade die and then bring it back. So I'm kind of thinking that I think I will still play Silophyte Fade at the bottom. Remove our burnout and debuff effects from a unit. From a single unit, it doesn't even affect all of them. All right. But I just want that that little fade to be out there immediately. So then we'll do this, and then end turn. And then we got a Draff. We don't have our hold mold, unfortunately. So we're just gonna end turn. Now the burnout has started to stack up. We gotta worry about that. Hello? You get played, and you get played, and you get played, and I don't know how you made it up, actually. I feel like I'm missing something, but you're dead anyways. Did I like daze my units on the bottom floor or something? Like, what happened? I feel like I did something wrong. Can I kill something with the blade? No. I mean, that sucks a little bit, but you know, I can still burn out these drafts and then mold them back later. I just want to get, you know, my mold. There's my good mold. I should not have played it down here, but luckily it doesn't matter. You go down. We're still gonna lose units to burnout because this guy isn't dying, but you know, we can still just constantly play our drafts and get him out there. Any draft that dies just comes back. Mold? We don't need the quick sweeper anymore. We're doing so much damage. I like having the quick sweeper out early to help deal with units, but at this point it doesn't matter. Final wave. Well, I hate to tell you, but you are dying. Maybe I don't hate to tell you. Maybe I love telling you that you're dying. And you're dying. And you're dying, you know, magnificently. I don't even know what to do. What do I do? Can I, like, somehow kill you harder? No? Alright. We did, like, 500 damage a turn there. It's pretty good. Trigger extinguish without killing it. Yeah, that's also like absurdly good. And I'll be honest with you, draw doesn't really matter, energy doesn't really matter, capacity matters to an extent so we can get more draft out there. So like, I feel we're just gonna go capacity, and we have energy. We have the ability to play units in order to get more energy out of it. I just need to do more card removal and spell upgrades, that's it. So we have even more card removal coming up. So I'm gonna go heavy into card removal here. And we're gonna start getting rid of these Forgone Powers, because they're just trash. And we're gonna upgrade our Burnout Little Fade again, plus 30 attack now. And then, I don't even know what we can do here. I don't wanna spend the money on you, I just wanna remove you from my deck. You know what? I'm just gonna do that. Goodbye, Baron. I should never have added you. Now, it is a 32 card deck, but once we get our Little Fade out, it doesn't matter how big our deck is. Our deck. So you can just come out here, and honestly, I'm just gonna let you sit there. I'm gonna start stacking up this floor. Beautiful. Can't reform anything, it's not the holdover reform, so ICU. Primitive mold. So deal 8 damage piercing. I can get a kill with that. Beautiful. Beautiful. You're all dead. Consume flash freeze. Might as well just make sure you're in the process of dying. Hate to tell you, enemies, but I don't really care about the thorns at all. I really wish that we could have used intent on death here, but that's okay. You're doing 10 damage and you're killing him before he can attack. No, thank you. Well, you know what? Let's preserve it. That's kind of why I have that preserve card anyway, so I can hold on to something like this. So now once we play our Little Fade, we can extinguish it immediately. We didn't get it, which is actually a little unfortunate, but, you know, we're still gonna be fine due to the just raw number of these units we can put out there. And honestly, that quick silo fight just weakening everything on the bottom is pretty freaking awesome. There's our Little Fade. So you play Little Fade, you play a Draff, you mold a Draff, you play the Draff, you intent on death, buffs everything else, and you might as well just keep putting out units. We do an absurd amount of damage. You're taking 300. You're gonna die. You're gonna take way more than that in a second. Because here's burnout 10. And then I'm just gonna silence you. Which means now I could, like, freeze you if I wanted. And I'm just gonna kill my own Little Fade to make the card stronger, and then I'm gonna bring back my Little Fade. You're hitting me once. We're doing 174, 174, 102, 98, 107, and 163 times 2 on each of those. This is my ideal run for Melting Remnant. This is so fun. Endless, yeah, because if we can make our Little Fade endless, then we can display them every turn. Who cares about any of these? I'm going heavy card removal coming up. Because nothing else matters. We're gonna remove these frostbite cards, which are doing nothing. We're gonna freeze anything we possibly can. Or remove consume on something, like Hallowed Drippings doesn't matter. These also don't matter. Because 10 burnout is enough, let's be honest. So, honestly, just making cards cheaper is probably better. But if we can make something not consume, shouldn't we? Well, no, because again, it doesn't matter. Just reroll. Double stack. It doesn't matter. That doesn't even matter, but I kind of want it out of the deck, so let's just make the Crypt Builder cheaper. And then buy a couple of relics? Yeah, deal 5 damage to enemy units when a burnout dies. I think that's pretty good. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. Doesn't matter. Play armor 5 to the front friendly unit. Doesn't really matter. Pyre gets plus 40? Doesn't really matter. I guess we're just gonna do more purging. Purge that. Purge a Memory of the Melted. Purge another card. I still like the Icy Silo fight in the deck, honestly. You know what? I think it was wrong to add Wickless or Recruitment. I'm just gonna remove it. Because it doesn't matter if anything burns out. We just mold it back in a turn. Friendly units enter with sap. Oh no. Okay, so I already love this. By the way, you're dead. I'm kind of tempted to put the Icy Silo fight down here, but I want to get Drafts upgraded, not Silo fight. Silo fight? So I'm gonna put the Silo fight at the top to kill these units if they get spawned up there. You're all dying? Oh, you're all dying because of the exploding candle. It's so good. We don't need to preserve any of these cards. I want to preserve the Endless card so that we can play our Little Fade every turn. Although I guess we don't need to make them endless if we have that Reform every turn. You know what? Let's preserve Hallowed Drippings. And then put Frostbite on you. Like, I'm just gonna endless you anyways. I'm actually really surprised we have not gotten... Oh, you can't even attack. I'm really surprised we've only gotten 2 drafts. There we go. I was gonna say... Seems a little silly that we were only getting, you know, those drafts, but, you know, there we go. 14 damage. Well, I can't kill anything. No, I can. You're now dead. I think I've also been putting these drafts in like the wrong places, but I don't think it matters. This is like the perfect amount of health for our little Fade to have anyways, because they're tanking a couple of hits and then just like immediately dying afterwards. Oh my god. You're dead! I mean, it was like the easiest fight I think I've ever had here. We're doing 350 damage per draft. And we took damage because I forgot about the sap on the top floor. That's it. It's like the easiest draft run you could ever ask for. Can you get more drafts? I took capacity both times for the drafts. Like, we can't fit anymore. How long of a run was that? That was like real quick. That was absurd. I love it. I love these broken runs, man. That's why I love Monster Train. That's a 30-minute long run. This video is gonna go up and people are probably gonna be like, well, he's gonna lose again. Nah, I either have speed runs or I die to Seraph an hour and a half into it. Well, I mean, that's why you upgrade a draft before you go to the Concealed Caverns with 3 upgrade slots, because that was just absurd. Burnout 2, so that they can live for a turn as you get your little Fade in place. This is why I love Little Fade, because with multi-strike, with the burnout enabling, with the health enabling, Little Fade can buff so many of your units that you can just freaking blow through them. And 1 silo fight with Quick just to kind of deal with crap. That was an absurd run. And for those of you, and you know what? Hold on, generate challenge. Sure. Can we get a seed for this? Loading custom challenge. I don't know how this works. Oh no, there it is right there. Interest berry bitter. There you go. If you want a seed for the run, there you go. Anyways, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support me on Twitch, Patreon, and Streamlabs. And I hope to see you here again for the next run of Monster Train.